Go. This is Alice Krengel. She just got notice that she is a big winner. Alice, what court file is that, and would you tell the public what's going on here?
Court file A07-310 in the state of Minnesota in the Supreme Court.
Okay. How do you feel, Alice? You won. You won.
On top of the world.
Oh, good. Right on, Alice. We're proud of you. Okay, then who were the attorneys?
Michael Hagedorn from Southern Minnesota Regional Legal Services against a group of attorneys for the city and for the state, with the League of Minnesota Cities being represented too.
Who's the vice chair of the League of Minnesota Cities?
Chris Coleman.
Woo! And isn't he the mayor of the city of St. Paul?
Yes, he is.
Woo. And isn't Zan Miller on the St. Paul Water Board?
Yes.
Which has $1 billion of reserves.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe we can tap into that.
Did you get today's St. Paul paper?
Yes, I did.
Can I have the paper there? And would you tell what your feelings are that your case will expose the strike force with Bud Schaefer?
Absolutely. I've said that all along. Bud Schaefer has misrepresented me, and was one of the two main factors of my having been evicted from my house. The other being the city attorney, Corey Land.
And Corey Land is with the Levander Law Firm.
Yes.
And what justice of the Minnesota Supreme Court is a member of the law firm?
Paul Anderson.
Wow! And did he disqualify himself from your case?
Yes, he did.
All right. Now, your case technically cites Corey Land for prosecutorial misconduct, correct?
Yes.
And the judge in the case was who?
Leslie Metzen.
And doesn't Leslie Metzen sit on the state commitment panel?
Yes, she does.
Did she ever try to commit you?
No.
No. Is alcoholism a crime?
No.
And did the order state that you have the right, if you want, to drink in your own home?
You bet.
And they could not cite you for
any nuisance activity in the last 15 months prior to their filing the injunction notice.
Put the form so I can put it on the YouTube there?
Sure.
All right. We'll get a real close-up of that. And that state of Minnesota in the Supreme Court, A07-310, Court of City of West St. Paul, appellant versus Alice Jane Krengel. Pierre Renier, Susan Stephan Tice, Jordan Logan from Lake Elmo, Michael Hagedorn, who really helped you a lot, and Susan Naughton for the League of Minnesota Cities. The syllabus, would you read the syllabus into the camera, Alice?
Under the Public Nuisance Law, Minnesota Statute 617.80 through .87, 2008, the abatement of statutorial defined nuisance activity as set forth in an injunction notice prevents the prosecuting attorney from seeking an injunction to bar use of the property. Affirmed.
And you were kicked out of your property for 1 year.
Yes, which I spent at Dorothy Day living on the streets.
And sleeping on the cement floor.
Yes.
And yet you were a homeowner. Your home was paid for. And so for 1 year, the city of West St. Paul was supposed to take care of your home.
Yes.
In the interim, did the furnace...
All the appliances were affected, with the exception of the washing machine and the water heater, and the several TVs and other electronics broke down shortly after I moved into the house too.
And under Leslie Metzen's court order, they were supposed to protect your home.
Oh, the garage was broken into too. Yes, that's happened before, and they offer no protection. And when I've had items, very valuable items, stolen, they have never taken responsibility for any damage or theft that occurs under their jurisdiction.
Okay, so this court order interpreted the public nuisance law in your favor.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Because Corey Land, the prosecuting attorney, technically committed prosecutorial misconduct.
Yes.
Against you.
Yes.
And violated state law.
Yes.
To harass you, to demean you, to take away your dignity.
My valuables, my life, my pets I will never see again we believe the goal is to take over my house and property, that there are plans for that the city council had plans for my property for the last 10 years.
And are you considered on your house at, what, 823 Allen?
Mm-hmm.
Are you considered in the 40 acres?
Yes.
In West St. Paul? Are you across from a bar?
Yes.
Are you across from a liquor store?
Yes.
Now,
And a convenience store.
and a convenience
And
store.
this draws the wrong crowd of people who gather, whose their day, every single day, their life revolves around at least 2 of those 3 complexes.
All right, do you want to go to page 12? Because YouTube is only 5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, we love you, Alice, and we're so proud of you. Because this not only helps you, but it helps every person in the state of Minnesota, that these lawyers, these building inspectors have got to comply with the law.
Absolutely.
And Adele, they'll help you too.
They can still evict someone from the property, but they just have to follow the law to
Right.
the letter when they do it. They
You wanna-
can't just arbitrarily kick someone out like they did me.
You've been back in your home for 2 years
Almost
now.
2 years.
No problems.
No, but the police were parked outside of my house on several occasions for several hours at a time.
Recently?
Not too recently, but the first year.
Okay. You have a bodyguard, or you have a person that you...
I have someone
be
living
witness.
with me. Yes,
Good.
I have witness. I do not feel safe in my own home in West St. Paul if I were to live there alone.
Right on. Do you want to go to page 12 and
Yeah,
read
that's
the
good.
order?
The top, is that it? Guided by this reading of the public nuisance law, we turn next to whether the district court erred in issuing a permanent injunction that barred Krengel from using her home for a year.
And the district court was Judge Leslie
Leslie
Metzen,
Metzen.
who is now retired. She went to work for a nonprofit company, but they are keeping her as a retired judge on the state commitment panel.
Okay. Significantly, the city conceded at oral argument that none of the conduct at Krengel's property after she received the initial notice in 2005 meets the statutory definition of public nuisance. Therefore, in light of our interpretation of the public nuisance law, we conclude that the district court erred in issuing a permanent injunction.
Ah, I love you, I love you. That means Judge Leslie Metzen committed malpractice on the bench.
Possibly.
And that's, I think you were the one that exposed her and led to her so-called retirement.
Possibly.
Possibly. Oh, Alice, I think it's more than possible. But look at what you've suffered. Out of your home for a year. They can never bring back.
The harassment, and it was more the harassment for the 2 years prior to that, plus questionable harassment for the 8 years before that. I haven't had a life for the last 10 years. I have lived like a fugitive in my own home.
And that is wrong. And with that, we're proud of you, Alice, and you're a winner in our book. Thumbs up.
All right.
All right. Go, girl. How do I turn this off?